he does.
Yeah, that full-on Southern shred, man. That because he grew up in his dad's studio with the likes of the Texas, the Chicken Pickers and the fucking all the local Texas musicians, some of
Bugs
the bigger
Henderson,
ones, Bugs
Deborah
Henderson,
McClinton, all those guys, they all recorded there.
Right. I even think he did some stuff with what's his name? Oh Jesus, not Willie. He did stuff with Willie Nelson too. But
David Allan Coe.
David Allan Coe, yeah.
Rebel Meets Rebel. They did an album. It was pretty much Pantera, but it's David Allan Coe singing.
Right.
A lot of people, you hear that and you're like, what? That doesn't sound right. But it matched up. That was one of his favorite things that he ever did. So they made sure that got put out after he passed away. He never got a chance to hear the finished version of it. But it was incredible. But again, it was like, it's Pantera in the background. There's songs that were exactly, sounded like Pantera.
Sure.
They were heavy like that, and then he's singing. And then there's some country stuff in there and some blues stuff in there.
Right.
But yeah, and that's another thing. He liked everything. He liked every kind of music. People knock Nickelback and all that. And the guy, he played Saturday Night's All Right for Fighting with Nickelback.
Yeah, I knocked Nickelback because they're horrible. But.
Yeah, but again, it's he would take something like that and he could see something in it.
Sure, the guy was the epitome of of cool and just. You could literally walk up to his house, be a complete total stranger, knock on his door, may come in for beer.
Yeah, I've had several people tell me, they're like, and then they leave with a handful of
whatever
CDs or whatever, picks, anything.
Out of all the people in Pantera, he probably appreciated the fans the most.
Oh, he loves the fans.
Not taking anything away from Vinny and Rex.
Yeah.
And fuck Phil. I'm sorry, I'm still upset with Phil because he's just kind of a douche. I know you disagree with me on that, and
I'm kind of neutral on that.
Yeah, I get it. I don't.
Paul's my brother, so I've known Vinny really close for the last. Pretty much since Dime passed away, but I knew him before that, but we've been really good friends since then.
Yeah.
I went to Cabo with him like a month ago, and just a good guy. He's always taken us in his house and fed us, my kid with me, and he's we've stayed at his house in Vegas, we've stayed at his house here. He's he's just always hospitable. He's really really nice guy, man. The guy he loves his people.
Now, I've heard stories from some other musician buddies of mine who spent some time at Vinny's house. Is it true that he'll tell you can if you bring like your girlfriend or your wife over, he's like, you can fuck in any room you want, just realize I have cameras everywhere?
Yeah, I don't know that a whole lot of that goes on nowadays, but
not anymore.
But I would imagine back in the day, there was some stuff. Now, I'm not saying that it doesn't still go on because
come on now.
I've seen it in 25 naked strippers over there in the pool before, so somebody's gonna get it.
Yeah, that never happens, Erica. That never happens at Vinnie Paul's house. So when I, next Super Bowl, when I say I'm going to Vinnie Paul's house to watch the Super Bowl, I don't want you to think he's talking about someplace else and some other Vinnie Paul, not the same Pantera Vinnie Paul.
Not the one you're going to go to.
Not the one I'm going to. Just so we can get that out there.
It's a guy named Vinny who lives in St. Paul,
Minnesota. Right? Yeah. Right. Yep. So anyway, back to the real Vinnie Paul, who doesn't have strippers in his pool ever. Now, I told you my dime. Yeah, my dime bag story. I've told you my dime bag story before.
I think so. Yeah.
I have not heard it.
Yes, you have.
No, but everyone listening hasn't heard it.
Okay, fine.
There you go.
God damn it. No, he saw me play before I saw him play.
Oh yeah.
At the Tattoo Bar. You remember that place?
So you saw how bad you are?
He did. We actually played really good that night, not because he was there, but just because we were.
Did you know he was there before you went on?
No. He wasn't there when we went on. So we get on, and the Tattoo Bar is about as big as this room for the whole thing. And you could cram 25 people in that motherfucking thing. You got a sea of bodies out there, right?
Absolutely.
That was the coolest thing about the Tattoo Bar. That's the coolest thing about playing small venues is that you could have 100 people in a small venue and feel like a rock star.
Yeah.
Take the same 100 people to a not small venue.
Yep.
Like the Phoenix, also known as Dream World.
Oh yeah.
It's the only place I ever played in.
God, I hated that place. Anyway, yeah.
Yeah, well.
People are like, hey, where's everybody? So we brought 100 people. No, I can't tell because
they're all in the bathroom.
They're all in the bathroom or, You got two
Outside.
people. Yeah, outside
Not
drinking
even
beer
listening
because
to
you
the
can't
music.
drink beer in the dream world. Yeah. But we were playing Tattoo Bar, and we were middle of I can't remember the name of the song. It was a band called KS9.
I remember that band.
Yeah, many years ago.
Yep.
We're doing our thing, and I look over at Mike T in the sound booth, and standing next to Mike T in the sound booth is Daryl Evans. Like, hey, I know that guy. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Awesome. So I play, and whenever we do our thing, I was going to go say hi to him, but he'd already taken off. He's one of those guys. No, I'm just going to, I'm just here to check out one song, and I'm going back home. Which, if I'm Daryl at the Tattoo Bar, I'm probably going to do the same thing. Because fuck a bunch of people. Meanwhile, no, he takes off. We finish up, go home. A few months later, this is back when I worked at a guitar store that I'm not going to mention on the radio because they don't pay me to.
So fuck them, right?
Yeah. Well, no.
I mean,
not fuck them.
No.
Just not going to mention them. Anyway, I'm standing at the desk on the phone talking to somebody about some who knows what. My pickup switch doesn't work. Okay. I don't care. Anyway, up comes this guy. Hey, aren't you that guitar player from that band KS9? I look up, and there's Dimebag Darrell. I said, why, yes. Aren't you that guitar player from that band Pantera? He says, why, yes. And that was that. And then, he finished up his business and then took off. But that was pretty cool. That Daryl remembered me.
That's cool.
From one chance meeting at the fucking Tattoo Bar.
You do look like a caveman, though, so you're
I
unmistakable.
do, but I didn't look this bad.
Oh, you didn't look
then.
that caveman.
A little younger, less beard, less hair. Something, yeah.
Yeah, he was good about that, watching everything. I mean, he would watch the opening acts.
Yeah.
Wherever they went, or just the local music. They always, they go out and watch music. Now, Vinny's like that too. He loves music.
Oh, sure.
They're the two biggest fans in a band.
Right.
I mean, they love every kind of music, and they're fanboys too. Like Van Halen. That was their favorite band.
Right.
Along with mine. That's why me and Dime got together. Got along so good was because it's who's the greatest guitar player of all time. Before he finished saying that, he's already got Eddie Van Halen out of his mouth. I'm like, yep, absolutely.
Of all time, though? Yeah. Of all time, Eddie Van Halen?
That's my favorite guitar player.
That's your favorite?
That was his.
I mean, he's good.
Yeah.
Van Halen is, he definitely took guitar playing in a completely different direction. I mean, you could probably say that he is the godfather of shred guitar.
Yeah.
I would think so. I would think he's the guy who put shred. I mean, I don't know, Nuno Bettencourt and...
Yeah, but he came after
Eddie.
He did come
he
after
learned
from Eddie.
Yeah.
Like Randy Rhoads, he took a lot of the stuff that Van Halen was doing and turned it into what he was,
right? And
then put classical influences and stuff into it. So, but and there's always going to be that guy, that learned that. Like right now, there's a kid that's going to be as good as all of them because he got to listen to all of them.
Yeah, his name is Tosin Abasi from Animals as Leaders.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God. Have you never heard? Oh,
I don't.
Jesus Christ. This guy. Fucking hell.
Yeah.
Take all the shredders, Van Halen, Bettencourt, fucking Malmsteen, Randy Rhoads. Put them, and you just put them all together, and then juice them up with a bunch of steroids.
Yeah.
Oh my God. This guy is a bad motherfucker.
Yeah. That's cool.
You gotta listen to him.
Even Jim Cry.
Yeah.
He's a perfect example because he's like Dime. He loves music. He listens to all kinds of music, and he's learned from all of these guitar players it's made him the guitar player that he is today. And he's a badass.
Oh, I've known Jim since I was 16 years old.
Yeah,
I've known Jim a long time. He used to teach lessons out of a store that I took lessons out of and then worked for.
Yeah.
He's a cool dude.
Yeah, when I was looking through all my CDs, I was finding something to play, and 9 Miles High came out. It's like this was 2006. It says on the CD, and I sent a picture of it to Jim, and he's like, "Oh, that's cool." Shame, that's singing for him now, and the Blizzard of Oz. He's on this album, and I don't remember whoever else was, but
I'm sure. What's his name?
Band.
Yeah, what's his name? The drummer. Oh God, I can't remember the drummer for VD.
Oh, Jeff Gearhart?
Yeah, it's Jeff Gearhart. Is he not? Was he not on that one?
I don't know if he was with Jim on that one. I'm not sure.
No,
Probably
I was
because they've
gonna
been
say.
together for years. So
Yeah, since high school.
yeah,
They're high school sweethearts.
yeah. He's another badass.
He's fun to watch. He's got the the goofy face syndrome.
Yeah,
It's like Lars.
and he beats the shit out of them drums.
Yeah, he does. So he and do you remember what was Kurt Hornsby's band called? Dead Oak, right there.
Yeah,
Their caveman drummer.
yeah.
I always wanted to get them some like bone shaped drumsticks, just because. Yeah.
Right.
What are you looking at over there?
Nothing.
No. No.
Absolutely nothing. Jay said Ghost is great. Fuck you.
Yep.
But he understands it's not for everyone.
Oh, don't be like that, Jay. Defend your position.
Be like, you don't know shit. And that's the
Yeah,
end of
come
it.
on now. This doesn't make for good fucking Twitter argument. Take lessons from the Cheeto in Chief.
I saw in Blabbermouth that the lead singer was going to show up on stage without his makeup and reveal himself to everybody. I'm like, wasn't that like in the 80s whenever Kiss did Unmasked? That's already been done.
Well,
So-
was it Unmasked? I thought it was a different album. I thought everybody thought it was Unmasked, but it was the album before
Well, it was-
that.
Yeah. Yeah, it was, I don't even know what the name of it was.
Yeah.
That was when they started going to the dark side. You
Yeah,
know,
really, yeah.
I was made for loving you shit.
Speaking of fucking Kiss, you believe Gene Simmons?
Oh, man, that's... I totally believe that he's doing that because the guy's all about money and he's always been about money. Everything's about money.
Sure. And I don't have a problem with him branding himself and branding his stuff.
Yeah.
You know, the guy is a fucking genius when it comes to money. If you look at the guys in Kiss, Paul Stanley, Gene Simmons. Those are the only two that actually had their shit together.
Yeah.
Where Ace Frehley? How come
Yeah.
he didn't have money? Well, he's too busy being coked and fucking
Wrecking DeLoreans.
right. Too busy trying to go back to gun it to 88.
Yeah.
You know, and then Peter Criss, unfortunately, you know. So yeah, I don't have a problem with it, but come the fuck on, man.
Yeah.
Everybody knows Ronnie James Dio was the first with the devil horn sign.
He was the one that made it big.
Yeah.
Because there's pictures like now that all this is out, Geezer Butler's got the horns up in 1966.
Sure.
You know, and then there's another band, I can't even remember who they were, but it's like 1963, and the singer of that band said they were doing that. And it's what it is it's the to ward off evil. That's what Dio
Right.
said his grandma taught him that. It was the sign to ward off evil.
Right.
You know, and Gene Simmons don't even do it right. He sticks his thumb out to the side like
Yeah.
Uncle Horns, man.
Yeah.
Hey.
I love you, everybody.
It's like going back through history trying to find the pick of destiny.
Right. Well, see, I remember this argument back when Dio was still alive. Gene Simmons, you know, people were saying, well, Ronnie James Dio was the guy who put that on the map. And then Gene's like, no, I wasn't. I was doing that before him. Look, here's a picture of me holding a bass doing that. And I'm like, dude, you're holding a bass guitar and your fingers are moving, and they just happen to be here in this position because you're playing the goddamn bass guitar, you motherfucker. You're going to use that as your evidence, and then you're going to wait until Dio's dead before you decide that, oh, yeah, I can make some money off of this.
So, side note, Jay said he confirmed his real identity on a radio show, no unmasking yet.
Oh, look, man. Okay, so Kiss did it right until they unmasked. Slipknot did it right until they unmasked. These idiots did it right until now.
Well, I guess when Corey Taylor kind of went back
When he
to
went back to Stone Sour.
he kind of had to.
Yeah.
I mean, how do you
Look,
how do you
these
have
guys,
both?
these guys these guys did it better than Slipknot did it, and better than Kiss did it, because Kiss, whenever they put it on an album, you know, it was you know, Gene Simmons, Paul Stanley, Peter Criss, Ace Frehley, so on and so forth. That was on the ledger notes, right?
Yeah.
Same thing with Slipknot. You know, they were most of them were unknowns
Well, they're
outside.
1 through 10 or 12.
But they still put their name out
Yeah.
there. Corey Taylor. So these guys put just nameless Ghoul 1, 2, 3, 4, and then Papa Emeritus. That was it. They didn't put their real names out there.
Well, that's-
Which is
I
good,
mean,
because
well, it's
here's
the
the
same thing as Kiss, though, because none of those are their real names.
Well, sure.
You know, everybody changed their names in it.
Right.
I don't know about Gene, but I guess he is still. I think he's Gene Simmons, but like Ace Frehley is Paul Frehley.
Right.
You know, and it was Peter Criss Cola, and what was it? Paul Stanley was something else. I can't even think of what that was, but that's
Sure.
That's why Ace is not Paul, because there would have been two Pauls. In
Two
the band.
Pauls, yeah.
Yeah, everybody knows there can only be one Paul in the band.
That's right.